Hey VCHHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VC Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video we're going to look at what score was an A+ in the 2023 VCHHD exam. Before we dive into this video, we're running a Preparing for Extended Response Questions in VCHHD online session coming up on June 6th from 5 till 6:15 PM. So by registering for this session, you will get the opportunity to join in and spend some time looking at extended response questions. So these are 8 to 10 mark questions that are likely to pop up on the exam at the end of the year and potentially your SACs in the second half of the year. And so by registering for this session, you get sent 2 practice extended response questions to try to complete prior to the online session. And we'll go through sample answers to those during that session, as well as how to analyze and link sources in your answer to break down the question and approach structuring and writing your answer. And you'll get a PDF document with advice on all of these things following the session, as well as some additional practice questions sent to you after the session. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, because these questions are typically the most challenging and lowest scoring for HHD students, particularly in the end of year exam. And so if you want to get an edge over other HHD students, you might be interested in attending. And as I said, there's a link up here, or if you head to our website, there's a link there to register. So what we're looking at here, okay, is what was an A+ score in the 2023 VCHHD exam. So some things to keep in mind before we look at some of the data is that the score range for an A+ and all the other grades in the exams, the VC exams, changes slightly from year to year, but not very much. So by looking at this data, you can, when you're doing practice exams leading up to the exam at the end of the year, have a look at your results and think about where you might be sitting, okay, in that grade range, if that was how you performed on the actual exam. So some things to note about the HHD exam is that it's marked by at least 2 assessors, okay, at the end of the year. And so because that happens, when you look at the data we're about to look at on the next slide, all of the marks, okay, in the exam have been doubled. So they're out of 200 instead of out of 100. Okay, which the HHD exam is out of, and that's obviously because it's been marked twice, and so for each question, okay, 2 assessors have marked you, and so you'll see that there's a score out of 200. And so this data that we're about to look at is released each year by VCAR. It's called the Grade Distributions for Graded Assessments in VCE, and so obviously we're focusing on HHD, but this data is also available for other subjects as well. So basically, when you download this document from the VCAR website, you'll see that there's 3 graded assessments, and the first 2 are related to SACs, and so we're really focusing on graded assessment 3 here, which is the written exam. So there's quite a lot of information on this page here, some data about the number of different students that participated in the exam, okay, and how many were allocated the different grades. But we're really focusing on, let's say up here at the A+ range, okay, what score you require to achieve an A+. So you'll see down the bottom here is the score ranges for these different letter grades. And so last year, okay, for an A+ in HHD, you need to get between 140 and 200. And remember I said previously that your exam is marked twice, so you really have to halve that number. So really that's 70 to 100. So if you got between the 70 and 100, okay, mark range in the exam last year, you received an A+ on your piece of paper that gets sent to you at the end of the year. And so obviously you can then do the same thing and move down and look at all the different letter grades and just divide all those numbers by 2 to work out the range that was required for that particular letter. And so one thing that's also worth noting is that's quite a wide range. So some students that got a 71 out of 100 would have gotten A+, but then there might be students that would have gotten a 95 out of 100 and gotten an A+. So just because perhaps you potentially at the end of the year do get an A+, which is obviously amazing, that doesn't necessarily mean, okay, that you were right up at that sort of top range near 100 out of 100. You might have just, okay, gotten over the line to get an A+. And so why I'm saying that is that sometimes students I've taught in the past have been a little bit disappointed where they might have looked at their exam score or grade and saw they got an A+, and the study score perhaps wasn't as high as they thought, and I have to remind them, well, there is quite a range for an A+, so you never know unless you get your actual data back from VCAR, which you can do, okay, where you actually sat in that range. And so that's just some information sort of to take on board. So I've got that information down the bottom there. So just a reminder that there is other ways you can engage with Health Resources Hub. So we've got our YouTube channel. There's over 150 content videos, SAC and exam tips. So you can head to YouTube and you can search for the Health Resources Hub, or you can subscribe if you're on YouTube at the moment with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. We've got our website, thehrh.net.au. There's opportunities for teachers and students, and we've got a free student newsletter with other SAC and exam resources that's been sent out twice a term this year. So if you head to our website and scroll to the bottom and you're a Unit 3 and 4 student, you can sign up to that. We've also got our social media links there if you'd like to follow us and get alerts to our videos and other opportunities, and also our email if you'd like to get in touch. Thanks so much.